And I wonder if an alternative psychology could be that the trellis is capturing ideas within the Cairns Institute that the students generate. Involved in the launch of the State of the Tropics report a couple of Sundays ago. Some of you may have been here, some of you may have been part of that launch. The report asks a very simple question. It asks, is life in the tropics getting better? As part of the report, it looks at urbanisation. If you read the report, and it's a rather long report, something like 565 pages, but there are analyses of some of the statistics that have been collected about tropical countries, and one of those areas is looking at urbanisation. And we learn there that while most of human history people have lived in rural environments, the transition to urban living areas has been underway, of course, since industrialisation, but more so in tropics than elsewhere in the world. The urbanisation rate in the tropics has increased considerably faster than elsewhere in the world. And 2007 marked a significant point in the world's history. In 2007, the world's urban population exceeded the rural population of the world for the first time. So we had this shift, a tipping point. And we know that without adequate planning, adverse environmental, social and health impacts are exacerbated. And how cities grow in the future will enhance and influence the extent of environmental impacts and health outcomes for urban residents. There's another statistic in the report, which I think is sobering, and that is by 2050, 2/3 of the world's children will live in the tropics. By 2050, 67% of the world's children will live in the tropics. And you've got to ask yourself, what sort of tropics will they inherit? Will it be a tropics of opportunity or calamity? The need for tropical sustainable buildings in our cities and in our region is stronger than ever. And with that, I will launch the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The good news, I guess the website was only launched at 4 o'clock this afternoon. The good news is that both the Chiller plant and the Cairns Institute are in the case studies. So thank you for drawing attention to those. And for raising those issues. I stole it in my fire, but that's all right. If I could now hand over to Deputy Mayor Councillor Terry James, who can just give a bit of a preview for the next growth phase for our city.
Welcome everybody. Thank you. I too would like to welcome the traditional owners, Jeanette Simmons and son. Good to see you, Jeanette. We actually ran against each other in the council election quite a number of years ago. I'd like to thank the James Cook University and the Tropical Marine Building Network for inviting me here this evening to talk to you about the next growth phase in our region. Council has made considerable efforts to create a more diverse economy, and to this has paid dividends with an increased confidence in the region, with more investors looking at Cairns. The Cairns economy continues to build the momentum with improved business activity in the areas of tourism and construction. A number of infrastructure and planning projects are underway, and the announcement of major investment projects in the region. Total domestic visitation increased by 6% year on year and remains the stable market of our tourism industry. Road had total visitors 153,000, an increase of 20%